So recently, my turkey started covering her eggs. As you can see, she has a lot of eggs under her. So basically, local turkeys do lay eggs and hatch their eggs on their own. You don't need an incubator. You don't need anything. You don't need a local chicken to help them hatch their eggs. They can lay eggs and sit on their eggs and hatch their eggs. So she laid a total of 8 eggs and she has sat on it. In this particular video, I'm going to be taking you guys through some of the steps you need to follow when keeping local turkeys so that you can start having their chicks, like the little pods. You can start having them in your farm. Local turkeys are very, very profitable, especially if you know how to do them in the right way. They lay their eggs and they hatch, then you can sell out their little chicks. Yes, so watch this video to the end so that you don't miss out on any of the steps I'm going to be sharing in this particular video. Okay, so basically, for those of you guys that have local turkeys, I want to be taking you through on how to keep them so that they can actually lay eggs and hatch their eggs. And I'll be giving you guys some of the tips you need to do so that she will actually hatch the egg, because if you don't follow most of these guidelines, they might not even lay the eggs in the appropriate place, whereby they won't even hatch it. Yes, so you need to keep them in a very good way so that they can lay their eggs in the appropriate place and also cover on their eggs and hatch it. So a quick one before we start, just note that these turkeys you are seeing behind me here, they are local turkeys. So when it comes to turkey farming, we have the local ones and we also have the foreign ones. The local ones sit on their eggs. The local one lay the eggs, they sit on their eggs and they hatch the eggs. Just like the local chicken. Just like the local chicken hatch their eggs, the local turkeys also hatch their eggs. Sorry, it's kind of drizzling, so that's why. So just as the local chickens hatch their eggs, that's how the local turkeys also lay their eggs and hatch it. So they sit on their eggs on their own. They don't need an incubator for the local turkey eggs. They can sit on their eggs. This is when you know the right things to do. They are going to lay their eggs and also sit on it. Then they are going to hatch it. Then you are going to be having those little turkey, how do they call it, pods, the little ones. Yes, so basically, before a turkey start laying her eggs, before a mature female turkey start laying, it will get to about 7 months. So the female turkey get to maturity at about 7 months. Then the male too get to maturity about 7 months. So for our own here, the male was not really mature early enough. The male was not really mature early enough, so we had to wait for some time before the male was now able to cross it. Because most times you notice if your male is not mature enough, when your male wants to try to breed the turkeys, you will notice that the female ones will try to be attacking it, whereby pursuing the male, and if the male is not strong enough to overpower it, the male is going to run. So that's why your male needs to be more strong, so that when it wants to mount the female, anyhow the female wants to pursue it or do anything, the male is going to like try to suppress it or something like that, somewhere around those kind of things. You know how animals do breed. Once the male start breeding it and start crossing it, then that is when you have a fertilized eggs. The female turkey can start laying even if the male does not mount it. The female turkey can start laying even if the male does not mount it, but it will not hatch because the eggs are not fertilized. But when the male start mounting it, then the turkey starts laying. Then the eggs are going to be fertile. Like they are going to be fertilized eggs, whereby if the female turkey sits on it, she's going to hatch it. So basically, the female turkey will start laying for about 1 month. Then she's going to cover her eggs. So our female turkey laid about 8 eggs in total. She laid about 8 eggs in total. Then she has covered for about 2 days now. I'll be taking you guys through day 1, day 2, day 3 or something like that, if I can make the video and show you guys how she actually sat on the eggs for about 28 days, because they used to sit on their eggs. The female turkeys sit on their eggs for 28 days. As you guys know, the local chickens sit on their eggs for 21 days. That's basically 3 weeks. Then they hatch. But for the turkeys, they sit on their eggs for 28 days. Then they hatch. Yes, the turkeys can also sit on their eggs. Then they can hatch their eggs. So our female turkey laid a total of 8 eggs, and she has currently sat on it, like she has covered the eggs. So the day she covered the egg, we are counting from that day to 28 days. She's going to hatch the eggs. That is how God have made them, you know. And so at 28 days, her eggs are going to hatch, and you are going to get those little turkey chicks or poults. There is a way they call them or something. I'll put it on the screen. Yep. So basically, your male needs to mount the female for them to be able to get fertile eggs to cross. As you guys can see, these ones that like carrying their shoulder up here, they are males. As you guys can see, males mostly like carrying their shoulder up. Like, so that is one of the signs you can actually use to identify the male turkeys from the female. And also another thing also is that there's a stuff at their nose part here. I don't know if you guys can see that stuff very well. Maybe I'll be videoing it also. There's a stuff at their nose part. For the male one is always way longer than the female. But when they are little, like when they are a day old, when you want to buy, you might not be able to differentiate between the male and the female. It's always really hard. Even us, we bought the first time, we bought like 5, and we just had all the 5 were females. We did not even have any male. And as you guys know, without the male, especially if you are going into turkey farming, you can't have the eggs without the male. And also the males grow way bigger than the females. Some people just depend on keeping only the males because they grow way bigger than the females. Yes, but and also if you want them to stay and hatch, you still need to get the male, because the male needs to cross them for them to be able to hatch their eggs. So this is one male we are having in there. Then we are having like 3 other females, because the one that actually is covering on her egg, she's not in this particular place. She laid her egg in an isolated area. So most times you can put old tires for them, maybe in their cage. Most times they'll lay there, then they'll cover there. But this particular turkey, based on we used to remove them outside to free range, so there is a cage we have somewhere we used to open for our Noella birds to be laying their eggs. So the turkey went there and started laying her eggs. So what we do is, when our Noella birds lay their eggs there too, we'll just come and pick out the Noella eggs, then we will leave the turkey on there. Then the turkey keeps seeing her eggs there. So yesterday was when she actually covered the eggs, and we have started counting for 28 days. Then we are going to be getting our poult, that our little turkey birds, we are going to be getting them. Then I'm going to be making a video showing you guys how we keep them from there, brood them and all. But mostly these turkey are very strong, like unlike the broilers where they are very fragile. Turkey are very strong, they hardly die. Turkey hardly die. So if you are going into turkey farming, these are some of the few things you need to do so that your female turkey is going to lay and hatch. Mostly the female stay with the male inside the cage here, so they do cross. All of them here have started laying, but not all of them have started laying in places that they can cover. So most times if they lay in anyhow place, we just pick up the eggs and we sell them. Yes, we sell turkey eggs too. You can also fry them like chicken eggs. We sell it to people around the market and all of those kind of things, just as we sell our layers eggs, our Noella eggs. That's the same way we sell our turkey eggs. So I hope you have understood some things I have explained in this video. I'll be making more videos on turkey farming so that you guys will get more insight, especially for those that are interested in starting a turkey farm, so that you get more knowledge about starting it up. So thanks for watching this video. Do have a nice day, and until next time, as I always say, peace.